Hi, in this video we're going to talk about a very useful feature of physics, that is the servo force. The servo force is kind of force can push your agent to the desired pose and desired animation pose when they already enable dynamics. So that means if your agent enable dynamics, for example, falling, they can struggle in the air. So let's do that with our example file. So let's first go into the animation library and create two struggle animations. And the first one is struggle 1. And you can see that the struggle animation is very simple. Just wave their hand and wave their arms and legs. And let's click the My Army Ready and put the bone structure into the setup folder. Please make sure your the first bone in the structure is the deformation, the structure, so that we can create the action by click this and name the struggle 1 and set up. This is the steal action and the cycle, and leave some of the attributes default. And here let's just click Shift P and rename this to the casual, and then let's export that. Export selection to the actions, the main action struggle 1 version 1. Export selection, and then let's open our animation library and export the second struggle action, and here struggle 2. This is our second struggle animation, so let's do the same thing for creating the action node. They put this group into the setup folder and click the action, create the action struggle 2 and proceed. And let's set up steal and cycle action. So that is done. Shift P for unparent that to the world transformation and rename it and export. Export selection to the action folder, struggle 2 version 1, and export selection. Okay, let me continue and demonstrate how to use these two actions in our servo force. Let's first open our example, the sample 63 in Nose 1. And we usually use this file for demonstrating our features. Let's firstly make the comb like 5, okay, and create a bump, create a spot, and change this spot to the force field mode, and increase the radius so that we need to push our agents the outside to this spot, and we move this down a little bit so that it can push the agent into the sky here, and move this right here. So that is cool. And when we place our agents, it will walk something like this frame, the frame 15, and I will enable the agents, the dynamics, okay, and the dynamics. So just to give this frames the greater than 15, and enable dynamics. And we need to increase the force field, the magnitude, about 10,000, about 40,000, okay, and run the simulation. You can see that the force is big enough so that it can push our agents into the sky, okay, just like this. But you can see that this is the agent is know any of the movement when they hit the ground. They're just like a ragdoll and a dead man. So in the real condition, the agent needed to the struggle and perform some of the animation in the air for simulate something the more realistic result. The servo force, this kind of force, can push our agent to the desired animation poses for each frame, and that kind of the servo force can achieve the result we want. So let's do that. And let me just first import these two actions here, and MA, the actions, struggle 1, and import that again. The actions, struggle 2, and deplace our agents, and put these into the action node. Please make sure your naming convention is correct. So this is action underscore the causal. The first part is the action name, and you can see that in this mode is use the simple transition mode. So that means we cannot use the transition map. Let's first do this in the logic setup. So we're going to enable the dynamics. We're going to enable the servo force when the agent go into dynamics. So let's just enable the servo force and create this kind of a logic node. The input sentence should be dynamic info. I turned it on dynamics. That is means it will activate when the agent is turned on the dynamics, and it will deactivate the output. Here we needed to select and specify the dynamic servo force and turn on the servo force. And the second, we needed to the playback and the animation. Playback, for example, struggle 1 or 2, anyone should be fine. And this priority should be bigger than this walk. So let's make that 1.2. The walk is 1, and here is 1.2. Let me play back our animation again and see what will happen. We need to place our agents. You can see that our agent is struggling in the air, just like this. And actually this agent is enabled dynamics. So this is a dynamic agent, and we can also add some of the for example, we can just move this force field here. You can see that it can continue to push this agent because the agent is already enabled in dynamics. So this is the usage of the servo force. And also the servo force supports action groups. So here you can see that we're using a simple transition. It not support the action groups. Let's deselect this and to run the simulation. You can see that the agent will continue walk in the air. It will not transit to struggle because we did not add the struggle into our transition map. Let's do that. The transition map is very complex, and some of it is red because we lack of these actions for making these files more. So please ignore this and just focus on the walk status. So let's double click that and add our struggle into this walk status so that it can directly transit to the walk result any of these transition actions. So let's create the struggle 1 and create another struggle 2. And here you can see that the struggle 1 and 2 has been created inside of this walk status. And let's select both of them and create an action group struggle, which name is struggle, and assign them. And you can see that the action group has been created, and this has been updated into the transition map. So in our logic sentence, let me trigger that through the action directly through the play action randomly from group, or select the one action from the group. The group name is struggle. That's the priority is 1.2, greater than that walk. So let's play back our simulation again. You can see that our agent will try to select the one of the actions from the struggle action. And then let me do another thing is we will need to make our agent stop struggling for some frames after the enable dynamics. Let's create another stop servo, and for the input we need to go to the scene info and frame sense simulation start, and here you can see that there's a frame sense enable dynamics is greater than, for example, the 4 seconds about 100. At this time, let's turn the struggle off. It means the servo force. Turn off the servo force, and let's run the simulation. You can see that the agent will stop struggle when the dynamic simulation happened in about 4 seconds. So this is the usage of the servo force.